Lustro Rust Stain Remover Powder is designed to pull iron deposits out of stone, rust, whether it be from inside elements such as maybe leaving a can or around on a piece of marble, or whether it be from actual iron oxidations within the stone itself. Well, how do you use rust stain remover? Well, simply it comes in an 8 ounce by volume by weight is going to be your powder, and it's going to come in a powder form, and then you simply will take the powder, put it into a bowl or a cup, add a little bit of water. I'm just going to add a little bit of water to it, and we're going to make this into a toothpaste type consistency, toothpaste peanut butter type consistency. Too much liquid and it'll take longer to evaporate. The idea of what with the rust stain remover is we're wanting to try to pull the rust out of the stone using a poultice. Generally, the way the poultices work is we're going to put it over the stain, over the rust. We're going to cover it with saran wrap or with press and seal, some way to slow down the evaporation of the water process, and let the poultice pull the rust, pull the iron out of the stain. So here we can see the type of consistency that we're looking for. It's more of a gooey consistency. So the way we'll apply is, say this was our stain of a rust stain. We're just simply going to put it over the rust, just like so. We're going to make it into, we're going to have it about a 1/4 of an inch, maybe 1/2 inch thick, covering our rust area. Then we're going to take our press and seal or our saran wrap, and we're going to cover this over, just like so. And then using blue tape, painter's tape, masking tape, you can even use black tape if you choose, any type of tape, and all we're going to do is we're going to cover over and seal the air out of this, just like so. And what we're going to do is, by sealing this off, it slows down the evaporation process. So what we want to do is we want the stone to breathe not from the outside down, but we want the stone to breathe from the inside, coming up through the stone, through and letting the poultice pull the stain up and out into the poultice. Then what we would do is, now that we have this, we can see we've pressed this down into our stone, and we're just going to take and poke a couple of holes. Using tiny holes, you can use a fork, you can use a knife, you can use a toothpick, you can use whatever you'd like. Just a few holes, and what this is going to allow it to do is to slowly keep as much moisture in there as long as we possibly can. Let it slowly evaporate, pulling the stain out of the stone into the poultice, and the poultice goes down into the pores of the stone, reacts with the iron, the rust inside the stone, and it's going to pull it out. So by poking these tiny holes, it's going to allow us to let 24 or 48 hours to pull that out. The one concern that we need to make sure that everyone is aware of is that rust, because it is an abrasive, it is an acid, it will have a tendency to etch calcium-based stones, marbles, travertines, those kind of things. No problems on granite, but it will etch marble. So we need to make sure that we pull that if we want to use it on marble, that we test it very, very carefully first. Otherwise, we'll end up having an etch into the marble. Let this dry out 24, 48 hours. Then it's going to become it's going to be hard powder. We're just going to simply remove it, and then we'll scrape off our excess. This is still wet, but it will become a powder. Then we just remove it with a putty knife or a razor blade or whatever we want to remove it with. Take our Lustro cleaner, clean off our excess, and then our stain will be removed.